This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's number one show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, big game for the New York Knicks tonight. They take on the Boston Celtics at home, 7:30 tonight. And yes, this is a major one, man. Major one. Andy, what's going on with you, my man? How you feeling?
What up, Sim? Happy to be on with you and with brother Bubba. And listen, guys, if you didn't see the show with Tony had, a little bit earlier with Steph, me, and Nero, one of them classic shows. Hop on, rewatch it. Was a little fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Big Bubba, what's popping with you, man?
What's going on, son? Happy Black History Month, Andy.
See, that's what you get for talking stuff. Anyway, man, the Knicks take on the Celtics tonight at home. The Celtics, number one in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks currently are the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference, right? They'll have a chance to, I don't know. Should they should have a chance. Did the Brooklyn Nets win last night or lose last night?
We are still behind them.
We're still behind
It's
them.
it's like, they got to win less, but they got to loss less also. So, it's
Right.
like small margin.
Yeah, so, but if the Knicks win tonight, then they should be in that 5th seed. Am I right?
Yeah, probably so.
Right? Am I right? The Brooklyn Nets are currently 34-26. The New York Knicks 35-27. They are 2 percentage points, 0.02 percentage points behind the Brooklyn Nets for that 5th seed. If they win tonight, the New York Knicks will be the 5th seed in the Eastern Conference. So, this is something. They need to get this done.
This week is really important for the Knicks, as far as the standings go. We played twice the Celtics, which is, more or less important. But we also play the Nets that we can gain, advantage, and we can also gain a couple of games on the Heat.
Right.
So this is really important.
Right.
This week.
And this is where the Knicks have a golden opportunity. Me and Tony was talking about this the other day. We were breaking it down. If the Knicks beat the Celtics tonight, they'll be a half game above the Nets, right? And then if they beat the Nets on Wednesday, they'll be a game and a half above the Nets in the standings. And then they play the Heat on Friday. And then they play the Celtics again on Sunday, right? So, and when you look at the standings, ladies and gentlemen, the Brooklyn Nets are a half game above, are in the 5th seed, percentage points above the Knicks. The Miami Heat, 2.5 games behind the Knicks. And of course, the Celtics are division rival in the Atlantic Division, the top team in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks are not going to catch the Celtics, but they need to get these wins so that they can catch the Brooklyn Nets and stay above the Miami Heat. Right, so this is definitely a major week for the New York Knicks. How do you see this game, Andy?
Well, Sim, one of the most important news is that Jalen Brown is out for the Celtics.
Yep.
So that's, I think, a huge boost as far as the Knicks go. Last time we played versus the Celtics, I think Marcus Smart was out. So this is one of the kind of key guys for the Celtics. And I think, I rather still have Jalen Brown out than Marcus Smart. Both are, great defenders, pesky guys on the court that can mess up, literally your whole offense. So, I'm going to take it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah,
lie, I'm quite happy about it.
yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, I'd like for the Knicks to win with the Celtics being fully healthy, but at this point, you know, the Knicks. It doesn't matter if they have a tiebreaker over the Celtics or not, or if the Celtics have a tiebreaker. The Knicks are not going to catch the Celtics. Um, so I don't care if Jalen Brown is there or not. I just want to win. You know what I mean? And if he's not there, that's going to help the Knicks. Now, obviously, people, will say, well, you never get a chance to see how you match up against them full strength. You know what I mean? At this point, I'm not worried about it. I just want to get the win. You know what I mean? Tony, what's popping, man?
Salute, Sim. Shout out to the chat. Andy, nice to see you again. Big Bubba, Yo Black, it's time. Well, it's gonna be a bigger test for Brunson tonight, with Smart here.
Yep.
But maybe it becomes a easier task for RJ. Maybe RJ can continue, his stretch after this All-Star break, or in particular after last game. Good efficient performance from him, good assist from him. So maybe Brown opens up some things for some opportunities for RJ, and look for Brunson, or look for us to see how Brunson fares against a top-notch elite defensive point guard.
Mm-hmm.
So nice test all across the board. Obviously, who's going to guard Tatum and etc.
Right. It's a nice test across the board. Isaiah, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's going on, son? Let's try this one more time. So for me, as we all know, Jalen Brown's not playing. I'm with you, Sim. I take what we can get. My goal for tonight, I want us to get the 5th seed. So I don't care if there's only one playing for the Celtics. I want us to win this game no matter what. And we have a really great opportunity tonight. Knicks are fully healthy. They're hitting the stride. And we're playing great basketball right now. So let's take advantage of this. Trae Young, out of all people, gave us a great present last night by beating the Nets. So we're literally tied 5th seed. So let's take it tonight, Sam. Let's take it and let's keep it right there and maybe get the 4th seed, get home court, or if not, stay at
let's
5th
get
seed.
to the 5th seed. Let's get to the 5th seed first. Let's just get to the 5th seed.
I mean, let me slow down.
We can worry about all the other stuff, man. Let's just get to the 5th seed.
I want to get that tonight, Sam. Truthfully, I really want to get to the 5th seed tonight, and hopefully, I'm a Sixers fan tonight too. Hopefully, the Sixers win. So that means more. Miami keeps going down, so keeps them further away from us. So that's what I'm looking for tonight.
Right. Okay. No doubt about it, man. Some big games tonight for the Eastern Conference standings, at least for the Knicks. 2 of them, 76ers and Miami Heat. Of course, the Celtics and the Knicks. Big games right there, ladies and gentlemen. Big games. As mentioned, Jalen Brown is out for the Celtics. The Knicks are fully healthy.
Right, Shout out to Bernice, man. Shout out to Bernice.
Right, but Jalen Brown is out, so you're looking at, as far as the starting lineups are concerned, Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, Mitchell Robinson, and then for the Celtics, Marcus Smart, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Al Horford, and Robert Williams III. And Jalen Brown is out due to personal reasons. Thoughts about the lineups, Andy?
Well, Sam, the mentality on the Celtics probably as on the Knicks, next man up. So the guy that's going to replace Jalen Brown in the starting lineup for the Celtics might be a dangerous piece. We didn't see plenty of games with Jalen Brown out. I'm thinking that the Knicks coaching staff was preparing for the Celtics fully healthy. So, they didn't anticipate one of those situations that the guy is taken out of the game because of personal reasons, because I don't think they could know that before. So, it might be a little bit tricky. But then again, the Knicks are going to come out with the usual Jalen Brunson, Quentin Grimes, R.J. Barrett, Julius Randle, and Mitch Robinson. Who will replace Jalen Brown on the Celtics? It's a question. I would think that maybe Glenn Williams is going to be that guy.
So?
That will yeah, I think he was playing off the bench recently, but I think versus the Knicks and like a huge body and Julius Randle, they might try to use him to defend Julius. Yeah, he
Okay.
will match at least strength wise with him.
Right.
So
See, I was thinking they would just continue to go with Al Horford and use someone like a Derek White that can match up with Quentin Grimes. Smart can match up with Brunson. Then you got Tatum and Barrett, Horford and Randall, Robert Williams and Mitchell
Mitch,
Robinson. Yeah.
yeah, might be also that way. I'm kind of curious what they can do.
Yeah,
So
it's hard to determine. Sam Hauser has been a starter before, I believe. When Smart was out, you know what I mean. I don't think they're gonna start Malcolm Brogdon and Marcus Smart. I think they'd be. I don't think they're gonna do that. I think they'll keep Malcolm Brogdon coming off the bench. Tony, what do you think, man?
The way you got it lined up, I think that seems like most feasible. But if Tatum's on RJ, that might change things from what I said earlier. I think Randall should have a good game tonight. I really don't see anybody that could stop him. I think they're going to have to double Randall tonight. So maybe that opens things up for the rest of the team. The way Randall's been playing. But yeah, I think it's a pretty even matchup, especially considering Brown being out. I thought we match up with them good anyway. So we that might really work in our favor with him being out.
Yeah, I mean, right. I feel like we match up with them well. I don't know if we've matched up with them yet this season, fully healthy, except for maybe that first game, the first time we played them.
yeah.
They might have been fully healthy the first time we played them. But we're a
But
different
our
team
bench
from
is
them.
boosted. That's right. Our bench is boosted now.
Yeah. We're a much different team. Isaiah, what's your take on the defensive matchups? Who do you think defends who? From
Marcus,
the Knicks. Who do the Knicks players defend?
Brunson's going to guard Marcus Smart.
Most likely.
I think Jalen Brunson's. I think RJ is going to guard probably Pritchard or whoever's going to be coming off. Whoever's going to substitute Jalen. I think it's going to be Randall on
Tatum.
You think so?
I think later in the game, that might be the situation.
Yeah.
But I think
Well,
not
it might
from-
just be
from the
it
get-go.
might just be straightforward then, because then for the, like Andy said, it might just be Quentin Grimes on Jason Tatum in the beginning, and then Randall on Al Horford, and then Mitch on Time Lord. So it's kind of it's pretty even if you defensively, if you ask me.
It's kind of tough. I have Jalen Brunson on Marcus Smart, and I'm not sure if they're gonna do Quentin Grimes on Tatum or RJ Barrett on Tatum.
And, I
And
think
then Quentin Grimes on White, Randall on Horford, Robinson on Williams. So Randall, Robinson, I think those are Randall, Robinson, and Brunson. I think that's pretty straightforward. I'm just not sure if they're going to do Grimes on Tatum. Tatum's like 6'8", Grimes 6'5". I don't know if it means much to put Grimes on him, to be honest with you, in my opinion.
I would do it, though. I'd put Grimes on Tatum, at least to start the game.
Okay.
Ease RJ Barrett's, defensive responsibility to start the game, because the one thing you don't want off the jump is RJ picking up a couple quick fouls, right? I think Grimes might be at least disciplined enough for the most part to guard him respectably and not give up fouls, not put us in an early penalty, not have to be removed from the game because of foul trouble. Even if Tatum shoots over him, I'm okay with that. It's similar to what game was it where somebody killed him? You know what I mean? And some people in the chat got on him, but even in the post, he was like, "Oh, believe me, I was trying." You know what I mean? Like he was playing good. He was playing good defense. When a guy is just shooting over you and making his shots, there's nothing you could do. I'll live with that from Grimes than rather the potential of RJ picking up a couple of quick fouls, being taken out the game, and now potentially he's X'd out for the game because of no rhythm, no playing time, foul trouble, etc.
Right.
Yeah, and
That's
Sim, if I
go
can
ahead.
squeak in a thing on the Grimes versus Tatum matchup, I think Jason Tatum scores maybe not all his points, but most of his points working like starting the move off the dribble. And I would rather have a guy like Quentin Grimes to try to like navigate him one side or another side, maybe to a double team matchup and stuff like that, and make it hard for him in the first seconds that he gets the ball, because he's not like a catch and shoot guy, right? He can
Right.
do that, but he rather take that dribble to get in rhythm and stuff like that. And if you have a pesky defender, even if he's smaller, but if he's pesky, he's gonna put that arm in and stuff like that. I hope he's not gonna catch fast fouls, but it's harder to play versus defenders like that instead of a slower defender. Then you can make that move and already have the advantage.
Yeah.
Then the whole defense is screwed up. So I could see the matchup Grimes versus Tatum, but I still think that this matchup is going to be quite fluent, depending who's closer to him. And I would really envision trying to take out Jason Tatum out of the game with double teams, even that we know that Tibbs doesn't usually do it. But without Jalen Brown, I think Marcus Smart is a huge pillar of that team, but not on the offensive end.
Right.
So if we get, if we take a L and Marcus Smart goes for like 30 points, listen, you got to take that L. But I don't, see Smart getting above 20 points even. So I think, just Jason Tatum is the head of the snake on that team. If we take it out, I think they don't have any other option that could get them the W versus the Knicks.
Right. No doubt about it. He's the head of the snake. I don't know if they can take him out. That's a tough task. He's averaging 30 a game. You know what I mean? That's a tough task, but he's definitely the head of the snake. Going the other way, I think Marcus Smart definitely guards Jalen Brunson. Al Horford, I think, is going to probably guard Mitchell Robinson, and maybe Robert Williams is guarding Julius Randle. Right? Robert Williams probably a better defender. He's not. It's not like Robert Williams is 7 foot. You know what I mean? I think he's a smaller center, so I think he'll probably guard Randle, Horford on Robinson. I don't know if they put Jason Tatum on R.J. Barrett right away. They might. Depending on. I guess a lot depends on who they start. But either way, I think Julius Randle should be able to do his thing tonight. Jalen Brunson could have some trouble, which means R.J. Barrett's going to need to step up. I mean, he could have some. I mean, you look at Marcus Smart as a great defender. The same type of stature as Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? This could be a difficult one for Jalen Brunson. We'll see.
I mean, and let's not forget about Mitch, especially if the penetration is there and they're finding him like they have been in these 2 games, which is like a nice change of something added to what we can do. And then the lob threat, obviously, and the offensive rebound threat. I think Robinson could be, a big X factor for us. Not even doing anything more than, he's accustomed to doing, but just kind of being involved. If they're looking for him and he's involved early and often, I think Mitch could be a big difference maker for us, because I don't know how much they're anticipating anything from him other than defensively. And when I say they, I mean the Celtics.
The Celtics, right. Yeah, I agree with you. Mitch is his last 2 games, and both of them, these were his first 2 games back from being injured. He's had a double-double in each one of these games. I would love to see Mitch get another double-double tonight. I think the Knicks are going to need it. The Knicks have won the battle of the boards so far against the Celtics in their matchups this season, but they need to continue, right? Now, I know the Celtics have been, patching starting lineups together throughout the season, especially against the Knicks. I don't know if they've played the Knicks fully healthy at all this season. I don't think. Maybe the first game. I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look. But, we'll need Robinson to be on those boards, grab offensive rebounds. He's been grabbing more defensive rebounds than offensive rebounds. We need that to continue. Julius Randle, the past two games, hasn't rebounded at, a double-digit level, right? I think against Washington he had 2. And then against the Pelicans, I think maybe he had 7. Right? The Knicks might need Randle on the boards tonight as well. You know what I mean? Then your bench, ladies and gentlemen, of course, for the Knicks, Emmanuel Quickly, Josh Hart, Obi Toppin, Isaiah Hartenstein. For the Celtics, Malcolm Brogdon, Sam Hauser, got Grant Williams. Who knows? They may play Pritchard because is out. Jalen Brown is out. But as far as the bench units, man, against each other, the Celtics bench has, they average 40.5 points per game versus the Knicks, shooting 44% from the field and 44.7% from 3. The Knicks bench has been averaging 27 points a game versus the Celtics, 44.7% from the field and 36.8% from 3. Malcolm Brogdon is a huge, he was a huge pickup for the Celtics. You know what I mean? He's a guy that can start at the point guard spot if you need him to, play some defense, can shoot the 3. Smart basketball player, huge pickup for him. You know what I mean? Isaiah, I don't know if you're able to chime in or not, but what's your thoughts on the bench units?
Great.
Yeah, he's not ready to chime in.
No, I'm joking. So currently, I think right now our bench has been picking it up lately. I think with the play of Isaiah Hartenstein, maybe quickly to me, if he's not in the top 3 in 6 men of the year, he's getting robbed. Josh Hart is playing excellent ball. We all know how he's doing. Again, most of our positions are filled, when it comes to our second unit. And I think they're getting real cohesion. I don't know too much about the Celtics bench. I don't know who's coming off of it, really. I think it's
I just read them out. Malcolm Brogdon, Sam Hauser, Grant Williams. I just read them out there. Maybe Peyton Pritchard.
Okay, that's a decent. Marco Brogdon, he's
Luke Cornett.
Cornett.
Good old Luke. I like Luke Cornett. I always like Luke
He can
Cornett,
play some
man.
minutes.
He plays some ball. So I think we have the advantage of our bench. I really do. I think we have the better bench. This is what they did on Josh Hart. And like I said, Isaiah Hartenstein's playing great. So I think we really have a good advantage to take that over during the second quarter and mid third quarter. And again, our benches have been helping us out lately in these games. And if I'm not mistaken, 2 out of 3 of our last 2 out of 3 of our closing lineups is with our bench players. So they're stepping up.
Yeah, Quickly and Hart. If they continue, this is going to be a great night to see how Tom Thibodeau figures about that closing lineup. You know what I mean? I said in the last game, even though the Knicks were blowing out the Pelicans, he began the 6-minute stretch, closing stretch with Emmanuel Quickly, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson, and Julius Randle, which to me seems like that's who he considers to be his closing lineup. And I would expect that they're going to be out there tonight. You know what I mean? Andy, your thoughts on the bench unit?
Sim, exactly like you said. I'd add only that, Tibbs can't fail this game. We have a guy on the bench that's rarely used, but he plays great versus the Celtics, and I wouldn't be afraid to use him.
I said it yesterday, Andy. I said it the other day.
Yeah, but jokes aside, I think our bench with Jason, Josh Hart, and Quickly can handle the Celtics bench, even though they have Brogdon as a steady floor general type of player.
Mm-hmm.
I think Quickly can run him out of the gym. Way younger, way faster. I think he plays new kind of basketball. I don't think Brogdon can stick with him on the defensive end. He can generate his shots and stuff. He's a good defender, but not as, a guy defender that can stay up with quickly. And you guys know that I'm not the biggest fan of quickly, but the last couple of games he's been playing great basketball. I'm not gonna lie. And I think he's literally the leader off the bench for the Knicks. It's not Josh Hart. Josh Hart does other things, but the leader as far as the offense and the whole scoring punch, offensive schemes and stuff like that. I think Quickly has it in his grasp. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the Knicks bench should. I seen someone in the chat say put Josh Hart on Malcolm Brogdon. Probably so. That'll probably happen either Quickly or Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart has a little bit more size than Quickly, though. You know what I mean? To match up with Brogdon. Depending. When I looked at their past few games, they've only gone 8 deep into the bench. They may be, cutting their bench down for for this playoff run. They might go a little bit deeper tonight because Brown is out. I mean, Tony, do you think this right here? Do you think this is Tom Thibodeau's this 9-man roster is Tom Thibodeau's playoff roster, or does he cut it down even more?
If it's cut down, it's Obi, losing minutes if he does. But I think Obi's gonna get some minutes regardless. I think Randall does have to continue to get some rest. You know what I mean? Like some minutes off. As far as the bench units, a couple things. The head-to-head thing is cool, but we're a different team now. A lot of the times, similar what's going to happen to Boston tonight has happened to us, where one of our bench guys was actually a starter. So that was I'm not for sure if that happened during the Boston games, but that could hurt their bench tonight because somebody from the bench is being moved into the starting unit,
Right.
which is taken away from some of their bench production. And our head-to-heads, we did not have Hart, which is a difference maker, I believe.
That's a big difference.
Also, iHeart has been super solid, but he's also like right as of recently, I'll say maybe 15 games or so, he's been on a nice stretch of just contributing. You know what I mean? Whether it's rebounding, whether it's offensive rebounding, second chances, all that type of thing. Nothing outstanding, but I feel like we're just a different team from when we faced the Celtics previously. I don't know how much of a different team they are as of now. I mean, you could say Marcus Smart, obviously he's back, he's in the rotation and everything, but I think that missing piece of Brown, and the fact that we're just a different team than we were when we faced them before, I think advantage is more us right now. The stretch we're on. The one thing I will say is, back to the starters real quick, because I got to dip out of here. Jason Tatum, his confidence right now is probably at an all-time high. I could probably say the same thing about Julius Randle as well, though. So you know what I mean? It's going to be a real interesting game. I got to go pick my daughter up from piano practice. So
all right, man.
Get out of here. I'll see you
doubt.
tonight.
Right.
Shout out to the chat. Yo, blessed
Appreciate
time.
you, bro. Appreciate it. And let me get while Tony logs out, let me get Nate in here. What's going on, Nate? How you feeling?
Good. How y'all doing?
Good.
What up,
good.
Nate?
What's up, man?
Looking back at who played in the first game against the Knicks, Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum both played. Blake Griffin started at the center spot. All right, you had Derek White at point guard, Marcus Smart at point guard, Derek White at the shooting guard spots. Grant Williams off the bench, Sam Hauser off the bench, Malcolm Brogdon off the bench, and Noah Vonleh off the bench. All right, that was the first game that they played. And then in the second game, starting for the Celtics, Derek White, Jalen Brown, Robert Williams, Al Horford, and Jason Tatum. Off the bench, Malcolm Brogdon, Grant Williams, Peyton Pritchard, Luke Cornett, Sam Hauser. Blake Griffin didn't play. Justin Jackson didn't play. So, we'll see how it looks tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And, of course, the Knicks won the second game, 120-117 in overtime in Boston. Right, so you figure the Celtics, they're going to be ready to they're going to be on their get-backs tonight. But you know what? Jason Tatum, and Jalen Brown played in both of the first two games. Jalen Brown is out tonight. Nate, your thoughts about this game tonight?
Well, I think it's going to be a litmus test for us. They're the best team right now in the East.
Mm-hmm.
And the Celtics are going to take any games off, even without Brown. They got the Bucks nipping at them right now. Yeah. So, and the Knicks are playing really good ball, and the fifth seed is right there for the taking. I think that we match up fairly well with this team. The only thing that I'm concerned with, I guess, and the Celtics should be concerned too, is that I don't think anybody can stop Randall, and I don't think really anybody can stop Tatum. I think those guys are going to get off and get their points. It's going to come down to me for the bench, really, because I think Jalen Brunson's going to be shut down pretty much the whole game. Marcus Smart, reason why he's Defensive Player of the Year last year. He is one heck of a guard, and he's heady, he's strong, he's crafty. He's really going to get into Jalen Brunson's skin in this game. Now, if Jalen Brunson comes out on the other end with 30-plus points, I think we know that we've got a really special point guard that can handle really good defense. He hasn't really been tested on the defensive end as much as
I don't know.
Not to the extent of Marcus Smart, Sim. Defensive Player of the Year last year?
Yeah,
has he played against Marcus Smart this season? I don't know. Has he?
I think Marcus Smart played in the first game, I think.
Okay. I don't know what his line was.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying that level of it, the level of the defense that Marcus Smart brings is really gonna. I'm really excited to see how Jalen Brunson comes out, and plays, because he's kind of been a little bit, he's kind of, after he had a real good role, he's kind of slowed down a little bit, and I think that's maybe because defenses are really honing in on him now. And that's why Julius is freeing up.
Before the All-Star break, he was killing. I mean, after the All-Star break, they played the Wizards. I don't think the Wizards did anything special against them. He was just off, and then he had 20 points against the Pelicans. So I don't know. I mean, he's not gonna score 30 every night. You know what I mean? The first game against the Boston Celtics, Marcus Smart did play. And Jalen Brunson had 22 points and 10 assists. He shot 58.8% from the field. So, I mean,
he can shoot a good percentage against him. That's good. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson has proved that he can, produce against anyone, and it's going to be there are going to be guys that give him trouble. Every player in the league there is. You know what I'm saying? There's someone that gives him trouble, but I'm not worried too much about Jalen Brunson. I don't think he's – I guess we'll see, you know what I mean? But I don't think he's slowing down. Josh, what's going on, man?
Salute, fellas. How y'all doing? Salute to the chat. Good afternoon to everyone. Listen, the Knicks are playing the number one team in the Eastern Conference, right? So this is a test to see how good the Knicks really are. I know Knicks won 5 games in a row, and every season when we have this winning streak, it feels like the Knicks are never going to lose and all of that stuff. But I think tonight is a huge test for us, and it'll determine if the Knicks are for real, right? So I think we got to come out and fire off on all cylinders. I do want to say, Sam, I think you mentioned earlier, I was in the car listening, that you think that Boston's going to put Robert Williams on Julius Randle. I think that works in our favor. I think you want to take Robert Williams out the paint. Julius Randle is a perimeter player, and Robert Williams is one of the best shot blockers in the NBA. So I think that works to our advantage. Maybe, they've done it before or whatever, but I don't think that definitely helps them, especially depending on how Randall's playing right now. So I would love and I would welcome that matchup 100%.
Yeah. I think they will, because I think Al Horford. I mean, I think you'll see Robert Williams on him. You'll also see Al Horford on him too. You know what I'm saying? They'll mix it up a little bit, but I don't know if Al Horford can keep up with him the full game. He's a little.
You think
older.
Robert Williams can better than Horford?
Better than Al Horford. I think he can. Yeah, I
He
think
can cover
Al
more
Horford
ground.
is kind of, Al Horford is, kind of slow, not real slow. He's still a good defender, but I think he's, his footwork isn't as fast. Randall is, got blazing speed right now and power. So I think Robert Williams, is going to see some time on Randall. But they'll switch it up. They'll switch it up. There'll be they'll switch it up.
I gotta ask you guys a question. If you would say there was one, I don't want to say weakness, but one area for improvement for the Knicks defense, what would you say? Just off the top of your head, like what would you say? Like the one area on that 3-point defense, right? But I'm looking at the numbers here, and the Knicks are 4th in the NBA in opponents' 3-point percentage, and we don't give up that many attempts per game. So, like, our 3-point defense is actually not that bad when you really think about it and you look at the numbers, especially since Tibbs went to that 9-man rotation, right? And this is those numbers that I just read off. It's including what happened at the beginning of the season where we were giving up 3 after 3 after 3, right? And the Knicks are still top 5 in the NBA as far as opponents' 3-point percentage, and we don't give up that many attempts per game. So that's something to look at. Boston, on the other hand, their strength is 3-point shooting. They're top 3 in the NBA in 3-point attempts, top 5 in 3-point makes. You know what I'm saying? So this is a matchup of two strengths, I would say, that we're going to play against today. And I don't think Boston, despite not having Jalen Brown, I don't know if he's actually going to play tonight. I think Boston can still knock down a 3. That's what we have to look out for. So definitely a winnable matchup. No question about that.
Yeah, me personally, I think even when Jalen Brown is playing, it's a winnable matchup for the Knicks. I just feel like the Knicks match up well with the Boston Celtics. They beat them last time. Both Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown were playing.
And Williams played too.
Williams played. The only person that didn't play, I think, was Marcus Smart.
Right. I think Josh brings up a great point, because when you see the Knicks' strength is we play inside. That's our game. We got guys and big bodies that like to bully inside. And the Celtics can shoot the 3 at a high clip. There's no doubt about that. Grant Williams can shoot the 3. White can shoot the 3. Brogdon can shoot the 3. Horford can shoot the 3. Tatum, so
Brown,
on.
Everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Tatum, Brown, Smart. Yeah. So they can all shoot the 3. So I think the Celtics are going to pull us out of the paint. So either they shoot the 3 or they drive inside and pull Mitch away. Like you talk about Horford being pulled away, they're going to pull Mitch away from the paint. So Mitch can't get those boards and he can't get those blocks or contest shots. They're going to make him guard the 3. A guy I would throw out there for the bench for the Celtics that you might see play tonight, just to give him a different look and spread the floor more, is Muscala. I think Muscala could get some playing time tonight, because he is a guy who can shoot the 3 and can pull, if you play a little small ball, can pull the center away from the paint. And I think that, again, the Knicks are going to have to be on their P's and Q's when it comes to their defense. Like, they're really going to have to play smart, not run out to the 3 right off the bat, because that could open up the drive, especially if there's no rim protector, especially when Hartenstein goes into the game, because he's not really a threat to block shots all the time like Mitch is. So I definitely think that Josh is right. I think that anytime we see the Celtics play, they always hit us with the 3s. And one of their bench players always goes off.
Yeah, the first game of the season, they made 27 threes. They made 27
They live and die by the
threes.
3. Right.
They made 27 threes, and the Knicks shot 27 threes. That was the first game of the season. Now, you're talking about, you talk about pulling Mitchell Robinson out of the paint, but they also got Robert Williams out there who, he's not a 3-point shooter. You know what I mean?
No. But that's what I'm saying. They might play Muscala because he's more of a 3 guy. He can shoot the 3.
But when you talk about, for the most part, they're going to have starting lineups versus starting lineups, I think. You know what I mean? They may switch it up a little bit. So, as long as you keep Mitch on Robert Williams, they should be fine, unless they might try to find a way to switch, maybe maybe try to, if they find a way to switch, Mitch on the Horford, you could spread them out. But neither one of those guys are going to be leading the charge in the pick and roll in order to make that switch happen. So, as long as you keep Mitch on Robert Williams, you should be able to keep him close to being around the paint still. You know what I'm saying? But, without a doubt, they can shoot threes at a high clip. And, the Knicks are going to have to be on guard at all times, defending that perimeter, making sure they don't get hot. Because if they get hot from three, it'll be a tough night. If they get hot from the three-point line, you know what I'm saying? The last time they played, let me see. The last time they played, the Celtics shot 34.8% from the three-point line. They were 16 for 46. All right, the Knicks 34.2%. They were 13 for 38. The Knicks need to keep them around that number tonight as well. You know what I mean? And of course, that's going to be much easier said than done. Much easier said than done. But this is going to be a good game tonight. I'm expecting it's going to be a good game tonight. If the Knicks don't get the win, I know Josh said earlier, it's going to determine if the Knicks are for real or not. I don't know if it determines if they're for real or not if they lose this game.
Not about the win or loss, is how it happens, like we always talk about. I think if the Knicks fight to the end, despite them not having Brown, I think that means something. The Knicks can compete with Boston, and I already know that going into this game, right? But if Boston has one of those games where it just lights out from three, I think that'll kind of temper what we have going on right now. Not saying the Knicks are a bad team,
No, I mean,
I'm just saying
I think even
playing Boston is a test, and you have to be able to compete.
No, it's definitely a test. It's definitely a test. But I feel like even if they lose, even if they got blown out, I still feel like the Knicks are a team that can, get up to that fourth or fifth seed, maybe even fourth seed.
I will say this though,
because,
like Joe said,
I'm sorry, because you look at the teams from 4 down, they're nowhere near. They're not Boston or Philadelphia.
So you're saying we can
Milwaukee.
get there by default, is what you're saying?
I didn't say by default. I said we could get there. That's not by default. I'm saying we could get there.
No, what I'm saying is your example, you use all the rest of the teams except for us. So if we lose to Boston by 20, you still think we can get there. And the reason why is because of other teams. So I'm saying by default, by looking at the rest of the teams, that's the reason why we can get there. Not because of how we match up against Boston.
No, what I'm saying is those teams aren't as good as Boston. Cleveland, New York, Miami, Brooklyn, they're not Boston or Milwaukee or Philadelphia.
So I'm not gonna lie, Sam. Right. I do get what Josh is saying.
Thank you, Isaiah.
I do get what he's saying.
I just don't understand what meaning by default. Like,
because
not because of us, it's because of the rest of the teams, which is exactly what you just said.
No, but we're good enough. We're good. We're as good as or better than them teams. Like if we were the Washington Wizards, I wouldn't say we could get there. We're as good as or better than them teams. That's what I'm saying.
Clearly.
So what I'm saying is I don't think that losing to them, even if we got blown out, means that we're not for real. Because we're still a real competitive team in this Eastern Conference that could possibly be a top 4 team. That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Go ahead, Andy.
You're still wrong.
Yeah, and what we got to realize that, listen, this is the NBA. Sometimes you're going to have that off night and the other team can be on. And you can lose to the Celtics today by 30, and you can win the game on the end of the week by 25 with them, right? So I'm not going to determine this current, today's game versus the Celtics as a, we're going to go up or we're going to go down. I'd rather lose this one game and win the next 3 games than just win this game and lose the next 3, right? So it's not about this one game. I think, it's more of an overall situation. And like Sim said, I think the Knicks are playing probably better basketball than the Cavs currently. But I think the Cavs have, that 5-game advantage over the Knicks, and it's only like 20 games left. So they would have to go on a bad stretch, and we would really have to go on a great stretch of basketball to catch them, right? Because if it was like 2 games, in 20 games, cool. You can gain that, by default, like Josh said. But 5 games, I think that's a too big of a difference between the teams to us to jump to the number 4 seed.
Yeah, and this makes because the
Yeah.
Cavs are currently 14 games above 500. The Knicks are
Yeah,
8.
it's like-
So like the Knicks
Yeah.
really do have to win some games to catch the Cavs and hope. They've got to go. They've got to get really hot, which they've won
Yeah.
5 in a row. They got to get really hot, and the Cavs play mediocre in order to be
Got a
able to
trip.
catch them next.
Got a trip.
So do you think if the Knicks win by 25 tonight, do you think that means something? As far as how we would look at the Knicks if they win by 25 tonight?
I don't think it means
Josh.
that they're a top 3 team.
Okay. No, I know that. I'm just saying, you like this game against Boston, I think it's gonna open some eyes, right? I'm not saying the Knicks haven't done anything. Obviously, they're better than what I expected, and a lot of people have expected. But I'm just saying, when you play a team like Boston, you won 5 games in a row. This is a big game tonight, a huge game.
It's a big
not
game.
just for the current implications in the standings, but that you think that the team in the locker room is not looking at Boston saying we want to beat them. Like,
Of
badly.
course. I'm not saying it's not a big game. We know it's a big game. I just don't think it determines if they are for real or not for real. I just don't think it determines that.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I mean, at the end of the day, right, the Knicks are going to lose a game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They're not going to win out to the playoffs.
We're not going to win out.
Yeah.
I mean, we would all want to, but we're not going to win out. Again, I got us going 15-7 currently right now. We're with 2 games in the with 2 or 3 games.
Yep. So they 13-7 is what we got to go.
13-7. We got to go for what I want us to do. That's
or
48 wins.
Josh,
That's
or
48
15-5. Come on, bro.
Sorry, my bad.
I got 48. I mean, 48 wins. That actually, like, for me, passes my expectations of the season because I had us going 45, 46 wins. So again, we just got to go. I'm not going to say just 13-7, but 13-7 to finish out the season. Again, this is 1 game. So I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to beat Boston. I would love to keep this going because I want us to grab that 5th seed and pretty much solidify our 5th seed by beating the Nets on Wednesday. I would love for that to happen, but if we don't do it today, it's fine. We can face the Nets, and then we got to face a couple other teams. We're still in a great position because at the end of the day, most likely we're going to get the 5th seed, and we're going to most likely face the Cavs. If we do it right, we're going to face the Cavs. Go heading into the playoffs. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, I say what.
Isaiah.
This is an important week for Knicks basketball, though. Every team that
Yes,
they play,
Isaiah.
every team that they play is above them or below them, like right there in the standings. You know what I mean? So it's an important week. Boston twice, Brooklyn, Miami. It's an important week. You get some good wins this week. You know what I mean?
You put yourself in a great position.
You put yourself in a beautiful position. So let's see what
Look,
they do.
even if you go somewhat, so we got the Celtics tonight. We got the Nets on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Nets
and the
on
Celtics.
Wednesday, then the Celtics,
Nets,
then
the
Miami.
Heat Friday,
Yep.
and then the Celtics Sunday. I mean, even if worst case, right? Let's say bad scenario, we go 2-2. You're still in a great position. You know what I mean? Even if you go 2-2.
I mean, they would be in a great position. But if they win
if
some
you
of
go
these games, they
3-1,
can really put themselves. They can really put themselves in a really
go-
good position. You know what I mean?
And if you go 3-1, even if you okay, let me say this: we go 2-2, you're in an okay position. You go 3-1, you're in a great position. You went out.
Nah,
I mean,
Well,
Josh,
depends on who that
Isaiah.
one losses to.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly. I was gonna say,
Yeah,
even
that's
if you go
true.
2-2, Isaiah, even if you go 2-2 and you win versus the Nets and the Heat, then you're literally probably locked in. Maybe not locked in. That's too early to say, but you got a huge advantage over the 6th seed even. But then again, you would have to lose twice to the Celtics, and you don't want to do that.
I suppose when I said what I said in regards to that, I wasn't thinking about the standings per se. I was thinking about the playoffs, basically, because I think the Knicks are going to make the playoffs, whether they're 5th seed, 4th seed, 6th seed. They're going to be in there somewhere, right? So I'm expecting them to do that at least. When I mentioned what I said about Boston, I was talking about in regards to the playoffs and how the Knicks are going to match up against specific teams, right? So that's what I was thinking about when I said what I said. So I guess that was where the disconnect came from, I suppose.
So, we'll see what they do tonight. But ladies and gentlemen, I got to get out of here. Josh, your prediction for tonight?
Knicks win.
All right. Isaiah?
I got the Knicks. I got 120, 118 Knicks.
Okay.
It's going
High
to be a
scoring
nail
game.
biter. It's going to be a
I
nail
got the
biter.
Knicks. I got the Knicks by less than 5.
All right. And Nate?
Knicks win, and RJ has 25 points tonight.
RJ has 30. There you go.
All right.
And Fournier has 30.
30 minutes on the bench.
Hey, 30 minutes. 30. Hey, Seb, I'll go a little further, Sim. I think RJ is going to hit the game decision shot.
Oh, boy.
How are you going to do that off the bench, though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't gonna do it on
Maybe
the
he's
bench
scoring 25 and 30 points. He'll be at the end.
He scored
Andy,
25 the other night, and
Andy.
with 6 minutes came, he was on the bench. So
Hey,
But everybody was on the bench, Sim.
no, they wasn't. Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, Josh Hart, Emmanuel Quickly, and Mitchell Robinson were in the game at 6 minutes.
Are you serious? I didn't watch the game. I saw the final score. That was crazy. That was a blowout, man.
And he was
God, give him bread.
6 minutes.
and he was 3 for 3 in the fourth.
Yeah, it
and
was
he
like
got
within
benched.
20 at 6 minutes, I think. It was,
Hey,
it
man,
was
listen,
within a
I know
20-point
one
game
thing.
at 6
RJ
minutes.
hits big shots against the Celtics, man.
Yeah?
He hits big shots.
Well, he hit.
Even
well,
last
he does.
the
Okay.
last time we
did.
beat the Celtics, he hit a big shot.
Well, we'll see if he's out there. Come down the stretch. We'll find out. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.